Hi there, I'm Tamara Copeland Samaripa, and I'm here today to explain Socrative. The website is www.socrative.com, and today I'm going to show you 3 different parts. The first is how to sign up for an account, the second is how to get in and create a quiz, and the third is the student view and what it looks like when they take a test. So as you can see, click on Create a Free Account, and you'll create your own account with your email address, your name, and all that information, and submit. If you already have an account, you can simply type in your email address and your password, or log in through Google, and you can use your Gmail account. That's what I use. When you log in, you're going to see these different options. One is Start a Quiz, one is Quick Question, Space Race, Exit Ticket, and Manage Quizzes. Start a Quiz means that you're ready to have students take a test. Quick Question means you have one question that you want to poll your audience, and they will respond using their laptop or iPad. An exit ticket means just like you would use with paper. You ask students a question, and you have them put down what they remember from the lecture or the lesson, or what they didn't understand, or one question that you want them to use to demonstrate their comprehension. Next is Space Race, and it's basically a review game. Any of the quizzes that you've already created can be used to play a game. Last is Manage Quizzes, and that's where we're going to focus today. Manage Quizzes is where you create your quiz. So you go in and you're going to see 4 options. Create a quiz. Obviously, that's making a quiz yourself. Import a quiz means that another teacher has created a quiz and you want to use it. My Quizzes is where my previously created quizzes are listed. Reports, that's where you can print student answer keys or see a spreadsheet with their grades, for example. We're going to focus on creating a quiz. So we're going to go ahead and create the name of the quiz. And you can share it with other teachers, or you can have it not be a shared quiz. That's totally up to you. That number is what you can give to other teachers to share your quiz with them. Also, if you notice, you can add a tag. The tag is useful in CCSS, Common Core Standards, and you can add those to your quizzes. We have 3 different types of questions. We're going to focus on short answer questions and what they look like. You need to understand that short answers had 2 different types of questions. One could be an open-ended question. For example, you can add bold words, underlined words while you're typing the question. Notice that you can add a picture as well. You can add an explanation. You can add the answers. But understand, if it's an open-ended question, there's no right or wrong answer. Leave this blank. Now suppose you want to change the question and you want to have it to be a closed question or a fixed number line, something to where it has one specific answer, and you want students to type it. Let me show you what that looks like. Now, with this question, I'm looking for a very specific answer. And now I want to add the right answer. So students will type the word, and they must get it exactly correct. They must spell it the same way and everything. Understand you can also add math questions. You can have numbers, symbols, and you can add those to the question. For example, now the second type of question is true or false. It's very simple. You type your question, and then you select the correct answer, whether it's true or false. And again, you can add bold, you can add underlined, or however you want to create your question. Also, you can add a picture. Make sure you choose the correct answer. You can add an explanation if you would like. If your picture doesn't show up well, delete it and try uploading it again. Multiple choice questions are basic and simple. You type the question, so you put your answer choices, and again, you can add math symbols, you can add bold, italics, underline, whatever you choose. You type in your answer choices. That can be 1 through 5 or however many you would like. You can also delete. Make sure you select the right answer. There's an option to add a picture and explain just like before. So those are the 3 types of questions, and you continue adding while you create your quiz. When you're finished, make sure to click Save and Exit. When you exit, you'll see a list of your quizzes that you've already made. You can see my list of quizzes behind me. So when you go back to your dashboard, you'll start a quiz. You have to click Start a Quiz for students to be able to take the quiz. Select our quiz, and you'll see 3 different types of quizzes. And I'm going to show you all 3 types. The first is student-paced. With student-paced, that means students are taking their quiz, and feedback as to whether they were right or wrong will pop up as they go through their quiz. Students cannot go back and change their answers. There are 4 options for editing the test. There's disabling student names, randomizing the question order so that the questions are going to be different for each student, randomize answer order. That means for one student it might be A, B, C, D, and for another it will be different. So students will not see the questions or the answers in the same order. And you can turn student feedback off. That way they will not know whether their answer was right or wrong. When you click Start, it will start the quiz. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like for students to take the quiz. The second type of quiz is student-paced, but students can decide whether they want to start on number 1 or start on number 4. They can jump back and forth between question numbers. The options are all the same except for you cannot disable feedback. The third type is teacher-paced. That means the teacher must decide when they want to send the questions to the students. It's a good idea for those teachers who are wanting to display the question to everyone at the same time and possibly sign it or have them sign it and students click through the questions. Students have to wait for the teacher to click next. That's teacher-paced. The options are the same as the second type of quiz, except you cannot disable random question order. The teacher will follow the order that the questions show up in. Now I want to show you how, or rather what it looks like when students take their quiz. You go into www.socrative.com. You click on Student Login, and do you see the room number up at the top of the screen? You need to give that to your students. Do you see the number there at the top? 207 TCS. That's my room number. Students will type in that room number. They type it and click Join Room.